Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Twisted Paper Studio. How are you? I'm so happy and glad. Let me let you look at some of our makes while I go over my beautiful blessings. Oh, look at this, so pretty. I hope you guys are crafting along with me. It's day 10. Yay, it's day 10. Okay, let's have a little fun today. We're going to have some fun today. First, I'm going to give out my blessings. I have beautiful blessings, of course. Continued prayers to Lindsay and Cheryl, her mama, for giving her care. And then also beautiful blessings and welcome Rena Frohnman 7787 from Australia. Welcome, Rena. And beautiful blessings to Celeste over at Woodland Inspired. Beautiful blessings to you guys. And let's read our dragon cards for the day. I'll go ahead and take them out. Give them a little shuffle. Just a little, not much. And we'll pick the top card for today's word. And then we'll read it out of the book. Oh, it's the dragon fruit it's the dragon fruit dragon. And the word is defense. I wonder what the defense word must mean. That I'm going to be traveling in the car this weekend. I need to defend myself against the other drivers. Let's see what dragon fruit dragon means. A, B, C, D. Dragon fruit dragon. Okay, so the mystical meaning in the word of defense is the garden dragon reminds you not to judge a fruit or a dragon by its cover. Very truthful. That is very truthful. Those are my words. Often a thorny plant or a person is only protecting their softer side. Know that sometimes people layer their defenses, which means you have to peel each one away. Be gentle with those who seem to make you jump through hoops to get to know them. Their outer scars are there for a reason. Very truthful. There is another sentence. So, it says you have to decide if you want to spend the time working your way past each of their guardians at each of those gates. Isn't that the truth? I was once a dragon fruit dragon. You've all helped me. I was once very shy and closed off, but I'm becoming a butterfly because of all of you. Okay, so let's move on to the next. Here we go. Put that away till day 11. All right, so I figured let's have a little play today, you guys. We have our books. I did go ahead, if you follow me on Instagram, and make some little journal cards, but we're going to make some today. All right? And we won't be doing, I'm going to do some more things with my masterboard in the books soon. I figured I would just break up making the books because we keep making the books, but we have to make stuff to fill it, and we also have to decorate the books. I'm going to hold off decorating the books until I get my printer done, which will probably be starting on Monday. And then right now we're just going to, let's just make some things. Now, you guys remember I had this book here, and it has beautiful pages, but I couldn't use it. I couldn't use it inside the journal because of the way that it ripped apart. But if we glue them together, they will make beautiful, beautiful journal cards. So let's make some of those. Even though we have our master board, we don't want to make all of the journal cards in a master board. Then the book will be too thick. So we just want to spread some of those masterboard pieces inside the book for beauty and you know, for thickness here and there in the book, not so much everywhere. So let's use some of our papers that we got from that beautiful book. It has a beautiful patina on it. I'm sure if you went and coffee dyed some book pages or you tea dyed some book pages, you can get that too if you don't have any in your stash. This would be the same way if I coffee dyed them or if I tea dyed them. And then if you take a look in your thrift shops, your local thrift shops, or even for patinaed paper on Etsy, you might find it. If you want me to make some of this available in my shop, I can do that. It's only going to be a limited amount, but I definitely can make some available. I already ran through a glue stick, you guys. Can you believe it? Okay. I'm going to glue these together to make them thicker, even though they break apart really easily when I crease them. By gluing them together, it will help them be stiffer and stronger. So I'm just going to do that quickly. How is everyone? I hope that you are all well. I hope everyone is well. What would be today? I don't know. I'm very far ahead. I'm recording very far ahead. It snowed here yesterday, of course, but then the weather got warmer and all the snow melted. So I'm happy about that. Spring is looking closer and closer every day. Yeehaw! I see many people are doing the 100-day project. I'm trying to support you too. Junk Journaling Jen, blessings to you. Jen is also doing the 100-day project. I think I've mentioned some others too. I found out that Lady Dragonfly is doing Merry Mondays. I did not know that. I just subscribed to Lady Dragonfly. See, that's 3. Let's see if we can do 5 today. Not really sure. Gave myself the 45 time limit. Had to take a break from that. Oh my gosh, that 90-minute video I did. I'm really sorry about that, guys. You can break it up in 2 videos, but it's useful information, and it also was a little fun, even though it was very, very hard to do. I kept having to take breaks. It took me longer than 90 minutes, though, I can assure you that. Okay. So we have our book pages here. Just like this. And we've put them together. Now, they can be really beautiful journal cards because the patina that's on them doesn't quite matter with the words, if they go up or down. We're going to probably cover them anyway. And the back sides, we're going to cover also so that you can write on them. So we can just take some plainer paper. Let me see what I have here. Hold on. Oh yeah, I had this. This was so pretty on this side, but I didn't really quite like that side. So I think I'm going to use this to glue these down and cover up the words on the back. So let's just get started. I'm going to rip it. And this is really easy to make. This is just a piece of stencil. After you coffee dye your paper or tea dye your paper, you pull it out of the water bath, and then you pat it dry with a paper towel. And then you put your stencil right on top, and you add just a tiny bit more of the coffee pieces, and you let that dry in the sun, or the sun is best when you use stencils. You don't want to put stencils in your oven. You let it dry in the sun, and then it takes on the prettiness of the stencil. Isn't that pretty? I think so. Look, we're going to put this right here, so it's going to be the back of our journal card where we journal. Let's do the rest. We'll kind of do this in a mass making way. And now the word mass making. Mass making simply means exactly what the word says. You make a lot of things at one time, or in a production line. Same kind of a concept. You just make things all at once, so you don't have to keep going back and making them. Or, say you have a stash. That's the game plan. I'll put that there. I'm not really giving too much thought about how I put these on. You can. It can cover the whole entire back, or it can just cover a tiny bit of the words. It's up to you and your style. If you want it to cover the entire back, be my guest. If you just want a little bit of the words covered, you can also do that. You can also leave a tiny bit here so that it's pleasing to the eye if someone else were looking at it. Or if you were going to pick up your own book and just take a look at something that you did a while back and reminisce. Okay, so let's put those pieces on the back so that we have our journal cards done. Now, if you're using a glue book, you could save these pages. You can. Here, I use this. It's got glue on it, but what you want to do is the exact same thing. You're going to fold it up like this. Now, I have so much paper that I'm not concerned with keeping my glue book because I'm just going to shred it up and use it for paper making. Yes, making your own paper, you guys. We might go over that in the 100-day project. If not, you can definitely Google how to do that. So I'm saving all my paper scraps, even those ones that I don't use anymore, because I'm going to make paper. Okay, here, this is the glue book we were using. Now, it kind of acts as the same thing as this. And if you don't have it tea dyed or coffee dyed and you wanted to give it that effect, you would just take out your good old Tim Holtz Ranger ink, put some on your dauber. If you didn't have a dauber, don't worry. You can also go right around the edges. An old scrapbooking trip down memory lane. It's an old scrapbooking trick that you can put your paper right onto the ink. But I like the dauber. It gives it more of an effect all around. And you see, you can just lightly go all around the edges to get that patina look that you would with coffee and tea dyeing. See that? Now it's not so white anymore. It was much whiter. So there's many ways that you can do things in the art room and make things yourself. Okay, maybe we'll use this. We'll just go ahead and cover that up in the back. And then I have all these pieces left over. I could even take them and collage on the back here to use them up. So we'll go ahead and do that since I said it. Yeah, your paper scraps, the ones that you don't have to print out 1,000 times to keep having them, you know, the other ones, your scraps. You could save them and hold on to them. We're going to get into some scrap things, and I wanted to show you guys something else that if you do start to accumulate, and you're new to all this, you start to accumulate your things. So we went over some digitals, we went over some book pages. If you went and took a look in my past videos, you know I have some videos where I show you how to coffee dye and tea dye your papers right in your craft room, and what you can do with your aged papers, including this, including, you know, getting your words covered in your collage on your back. See that? We just covered them right up. You're gonna need some containers, and if you want to separate them, you can start by putting it all in the same container. That's how I started. I started with putting them all in the same container, but then I wanted to separate things. So I'll show you. This is a inexpensive solution, and it's not the best. Believe me, I need a better solution. But I have these file things here. They sit on my desk. They're these clear plastic bins, and they hold things, and I separate them. And how I separate them is I put little labels on the side so I can pull from them each time. Now, it's not the best. I'm telling you, it's not. I will work to get up there to get more of a solution. But it works for me right now, and it was very inexpensive. Sometimes I put the little clip on there and just put the word of what the documents are that I have, what I fussy cut, who the artist is, if it's spring, if it's Christmas, if they're labels. So if that gives you a little bit of insight on organization, and then I put them in a basket over to the side where I just have them standing up so I can see these words and just pull from them when I need them. I'm not sure if that will help you out or not, but it does help me. Any kind of organizational skills, vertical is usually the best. Upwards is usually the best. For me, it could be different for you, but it was just a little insight on how I put things on my desk to find them. And I can't always find them. Usually I'm a scatterbrain and I can't. So it all depends. Depends on the day. All right, let's keep going and covering these up. How's my time? My time seems good. Could go fast. It could definitely go fast. It usually does. What are some other things? So you can use many things to cover the back side of here. You can use your graph paper. You can use plain white paper and just put some ink around the edges. You can use plain book pages if you have any. You can use digitals. Yeah, you can use digitals and cover up the back too. We did that we used plain digitals on the masterboard, the very first one that I did, where we covered the back. This one, we could do stuff like that too. It's just a place for writing. I'm creating a space for someone to write on the back of the card, or for myself or someone else. Now, I do create books for others, so if that is not your intention in making crafts, it's okay. You don't have to create for others, or you can create for others, and if you're not a seller, you can just give as gifts. It's fun to make people gifts that are handmade. That's something that many don't do anymore. And to get a handmade gift from someone is so heartfelt, believe me. I gave my sister her first junk journal. I think it was probably about 5 years ago now. And she cried. She cried for 3 months. 3 months she couldn't pick it up. And she said to me, and what made me change, my workflow and habit in making little crafts, well, she said to me, everyone needs one of your books. Everyone needs one of your books. Everyone in the whole world needs one of your books. That's what she told me, my sister. And of course, my sister is my biggest support. And my biggest support system is my family, right? Okay, so now we've done the back side. These are our journal cards. Now we have to decorate the fronts. So it's up to you in decorating the front. Okay, you see many crafters decorating the fronts of things and then putting them on the side so that you can use them at a later date. And that's one thing that you can do, but we all know that these are going in the books that I'm making now. So I think I'm going to gear it towards that kind of a look and just take a look at the things I have to decorate the front. Now remember I told you that my printer is on the whoop, so I'm going to have to use some of the things that I have in my stash. So I have some things that I've printed out prior, and I'm just going to go with that, what I have. If you want to print out digitals and go fresh and new from your own liking, then you do that. And there's some book pages. And you can use book pages to collage on the front too. That looks also pretty. You can decoupage book page on book page. Don't be afraid. All right, so I think I'm going to work with this pile that's in front of me. And we're just gonna start ripping up pieces and seeing what we can get on the front. So I have some book page here. Let's get some more. I thought I had more. Hold on. I do. Okay. So I have some book page, and this is rag paper. Rag paper is usually paper from the early 1800s. It's when they used cloth in their paper making. And it kind of feels like a linen type of feel. Now, they do sell linen paper on the market. They do. And you know what? I will link the video that I go over some papers with below. But they do sell linen paper on the market. It is by Southworth. I think we'll put that there. I am doing this like in a mass way. So this is sort of similar to the same as me making the collage board and putting pieces down so that I can glue them on. And this is only because I'm spending so much time with you, and I need to get it all done in a certain amount of time. Otherwise, I would just be doing it one by one. So let's glue on these papers that I just chose, this linen page. We're just going to glue them on. And this is decorating, but we haven't gotten to the color part yet. It doesn't quite matter if you remember where you had it at first or not, just as long as you get it on your card. If you change it around after you glue it, it's okay. Unless, of course, you specifically had it picked out to that spot because you had other intentions. Well, then you're just going to have to make a new one. Okay. So, making a journal tag, you can put many things on the journal tag. You can add your grommets, you can add punches, you can add paper, you can add fabric. It's kind of the same thing as decorating your book. It's just you're working, this is your, instead of the book being your what's the word? Instead of the book being your canvas, oh my gosh, the journal card is your canvas. Everything you touch as an artist becomes your canvas. So if you think of it in smaller ways like that, as your canvas, whatever you're working on, you won't be so overwhelmed by the whole picture. You know, I know that those journals might stress someone out or just feel so overwhelmed because they're all blank inside. But each page you work on, each page is your canvas. So if you just take it one step at a time, before you know it, you'll have the whole book decorated. Okay, let's do this one up, and then we'll go on to something else to put on here. And I collage the journal cards in similar manner to the master board, which is I take some big pieces, and then if I need the small pieces, I'll fill them up with the small pieces. All right, so we did our book page on all of our journal cards. And now I want to go and take some color. So I have this printout and this printout, and it kind of matches the book, right? It's in a similar family to it. I even have some coffee dyed paper that I can use, and it also matches the digitals. Look at that. Wasn't even a plan intended. And then I'm going to go in to look to see if I have any printed. Let me just look, see if I have any printed collage. I don't know. I thought I had some. And here's one. That's a book cover. That's like an inside of a book cover. And I have some of that. I think I used it in my collage, most of it. We have some Florentine paper. We have some ledger paper. Let's reuse some of that. It's the same concept. And then there's also Florentine paper with some bling in it. And I'm just going to, here. Some Florentine paper. Some of the Florentine paper has some like gold in it. Here's some gold. Pretty, isn't it? Here's some with gold. Is that gold or silver? I don't really know. Here's some colors that we're using in our work right now. Oh, and I even have some wallpaper. So just be creative. Think outside of the box. If you have some, these I sell in my shop, these little kits of Florentine paper if you're interested. They come with ledger paper, they come with the rag book pages, they come with all those things. And I will be adding some wallpaper kits soon. I'm getting to that, you guys, slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. Okay, so we have all these pretty papers. Let's work with them, huh? I'm going to add a piece of plain, I think, on here. Maybe we'll work with this next, and then we'll add some prettiness to it. This is just the way I work. You could work differently from me, but it's kind of my methodic way to collage. That's all I do. And I'm going, and if it's too long, that's okay. We'll just trim it off. No big deal. It could go all the way to the bottom too. So let's put that on. And we'll make ourselves some journal cards for our book. And the focal points can be added at another time. Remember, they don't have to be added today. Now, if we do have some time, I will go over some focal points. Oops. But if we don't, we'll go over them tomorrow. And I'm going to try to use up all my pieces of, let's see, all my pieces of, oh, I don't want to cover that all the way. Here, we'll use it here. So, we'll just use it just like that. All my pieces that I'm ripping up now, I'm going to try to use them all. And if I have some scraps, I'll put them on the side for a later date where we're using scraps. That's all. And see, some of this is hanging over. Where's my card? Which is okay. Let me see. Do I want to? Yeah, let's flip it around here. You can do that. It's no big deal. And it looks kind of pretty. There we go. And we'll put this right here. Like that. And then I'll go in and I'll choose another color so it's not all the same. Because I do know that I'm going to be spreading these throughout the books. And it's okay to switch it up. You'll eventually use it. I'm not going to flip that over to the other side because it's rather short. All right, let's use some of the green, this one. And this is printed out on linen paper. Here we go. Put that right there. And I'm kind of keeping my rips to my rips on the inside and my straight edges around the outsides. That's kind of my goal. If I don't do it on every single one, it's okay. I'm going to cover it up with a focal point too. Let's see here. This is my method to collage. I hope it helps you. I did have enough to bring that over, and I like it. Okay. I don't need much on here, but we're just gonna, I don't have to cover much, and I don't really want to cover up these words, so we're gonna just put this right on the bottom, and that could be done. Afterwards, maybe we'll just put a tiny piece of something on there. Okay. Like that. Okay. Look at that. We're moving along, you guys. Maybe I'll do a plain one in here. Or let's see. I like the words actually, so let's do the words. Yeah, I like them. Whoopsie. All right. Now, let's take a look at what else. Usually, things look better in threes. I've been doing things in threes my entire life. And I'll tell you my little secret why. The only reason that I personally have been doing things in threes my entire life is because I have 3 boys. And I always felt that 3 was a very lucky number of things to do them in. And whenever I had to buy something or get something, it was always in threes. That is the reason for me doing threes my entire life. And would you know that it really is a concept, doing things in threes. Okay, so I'm just going to take this tiny little piece of ledger paper that we had from the other day and put it somewhere. It can go anywhere. I think I'm going to put it right there. So see that? We're using up some scraps. And that is a fun thing to do. When I said to you that I do my collages large, but it's always fun to stick a small little focal point on somewhere. In the base of your collage being bigger, and then a small little piece of something somewhere to be a pop of color or something from a scrap that you have to have on there. It looks pretty. I think we'll do this right here as well. This wasn't a scrap, of course. I just cut it and made it one. And these have big pieces on there already, so I'm not going to cover it with a small little third piece and a big piece. I'm only going to use a little one because there's already 2 big pieces on there. So I just kind of want a pop of color, and I'm liking it. I think it looks cute. All right, so this needs a little bit of a bigger piece. Let's see if I have a bigger piece of scrap that could cover it. That's not really quite big enough. I don't. So let's use a piece of wallpaper. And the more fragile the wallpaper, the more beautiful it is. Just an FYI. So we're going to have to be really careful about putting that on there because of the fact it is fragile. Really gluing the back is going to be meticulous. So I'm just going to push away from the edges that are all broken. I don't want to pull towards me. I want to push away because they'll break, and I don't want them to break. Okay? I'm putting this right there. And I think that looks beautiful. All right, let's keep going. We're almost done. Here, I have a piece of this. I could put this right here in the corner, just like that. I am gonna take this tiny little piece off because it looks a weird shape. It's a weird shape. If something's a weird shape, don't be afraid to change it. Okay. We have that one done. And now we just need, is there 2 more or 1? 2. How about a piece of this? I love this paper. It's so beautiful. We just need a tiny piece. Just a tiny piece. Let's see. Not so big. Oh, yeah, I like that. Now, this is ripped on the side. I don't want to rip it anymore because I want to keep the whole thing. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that ink and make it so it's not so white. And now it matches the rest of the card. The rest of the journal card. And I'm just going to put it right over those words there. This is my collage book page, so the other words I wasn't keeping. Okay, this has no words. It is a little plain right there, but we are going to cover it up with some piece of collage. And I like this piece right here, just like that. I think I'm going to rough up this side over here. I'm pulling it away from me to tear it. Or I could pull it towards me, but it was a small piece. All right. Let's take a look at our time and see what we can do now. Okay, we do have some time left in our 45-minute increment. I'm going to put these away. These are specialty papers. Actually, I'll leave them out just in case we want to cover anything up after. And now I'm going to go and look in some focal points of things. Let me see. I have some Rachel here of Roxy Creations. I love her work. If you're new to my channel, I will link her shop below, and then you can go explore. I also have some in my shop. Let me take a look at what I took out yesterday. If I have them here, I don't know. Let me check. I did have them there, and then I probably put them away. Yeah. I do have some too that I'll link. I have some bunny images from my fussy cuts, and I have some postcards. Oh, here we go. Here's some fussy cuts. I have fussy cuts and I have postcards. Cute things. Cute. They're cute to me. Alright, so let's take a look at what we can do on our journal cards to kind of, we're going to do some Easter ones. Oh, I like all of these things. Oh my goodness. And to mix my work with Rachel's work, I absolutely adore it. I love it so much. I love the flow of all of it. Alright, let's take this out here. I don't know, it might, and don't be afraid that once you have covered your journal card with your collage, don't be afraid to cover it. That is the one thing that's really fun to do, is to, you know, I lost my ruler a few days ago and I don't know where it went, and I've been struggling to try to find it ever since. I lost my metal ruler that I use for cutting. I'll use this We Are Memory Keepers, although I'm not a fan of the of this edge. It's okay. I don't mind it, but I don't want it on everything. Okay. Let's take a look at what this would look like. Oh, see? You still are getting a little bit of all of the edging of the collage that we did. Still a little bit of everything. I love it. Oh, that covers up too much of the wallpaper. You just got to play around and see what you like. And you don't have to be, it doesn't have to be permanent either. If you don't know that you want it there, well, save it. Save it for another time. I like that on there. And you know what? You don't even have to use the whole thing on here. Did you know that? You don't have to. You could just use a portion of it. So let's do that. See? See how it changes things? Let's put that right there. I think I'm liking that right there. Or even right there. I think I like it right there. Okay. And to get rid of your white edges if you don't want them on there, because this is going to now match all the rest of that, you can just ink it up. And if you're really brave, you can tea dye some paper, copy paper. Make sure it's really dry. Then you're going to have to iron it to make sure it's really, really stiff like regular paper. And then you can put it through your printer and print out these images on the tea dyed paper. Ooh, ooh, it looks scrumptious. Let me tell you, I love it. I love the look of printing out on tea dyed paper. I wouldn't do the coffee dyed paper. It seems to be a bit thicker. I don't know why. I think it might be the coffee grinds or something. I don't really know. Tea dyed paper is so much daintier. All right, so we're just going to put this right here. Right on here like that. Isn't that gorgeous? And then we can do something over here. Let's see what we can do. We can put a little label. We can put a little piece of, I'm looking for my labels because, you know, I just put all my files back in here, right? And of course, I don't know where my labels went. That's so funny. That's just hysterical. Okay, here they are. Jeez. Okay, so we can use a little label down there in the corner. And of course, I love Roxy Creations labels. I talk about her often. And I absolutely love Tracy Fox is another creator. And I love her labels. She actually has many labels in her shop. She is called Love Junk Journals. We're just going to clip this right out of here like that. Fussy cut. I'm doing a close fussy cut, you guys. Right along the edges of everything. And then you want to move your paper, not your scissor. That will help in your fussy cutting. My stomach is always rumbling, always rumbling. Ugh. Okay, and here's a little label. I like that right there. However, I think what I'm going to do is put just a tiny little focal point underneath there because I don't like that it's so plain. I have this tissue paper on my desk. Let's try that out. I don't like the composition that it's sitting, far away from the picture that I ripped. How about maybe a piece of fabric? Let's try that. Sometimes fabric works. I don't want everything to fall. Sometimes a piece of fabric works underneath a label and it just makes it pop. I think we might like that. Let's give it a try. It doesn't hurt to try. And if you don't like it, it's okay. You can use something somewhere else. I'm just going to cut this just like that. I kind of like that. I'm just going to trim up the top so it's a little bit straighter. But first I'm going to put the label on. Like this, with a little bit of fabric tack. I'll put it on the piece of lace first. Get it straight and where I want it to go. Okay, and if you're having a problem keeping it straight in your hand, a little trick I do is lay it on a piece of paper, hold it with my hand in the straightness that I want, and I cut. Well, I don't want to cut the paper. I cut along the edge to get it straight. I'm liking that. I think I may even put it right there. I like it right there. And it covered up all the words, and that's okay. It's okay that it did that. I don't need everything showing. Collage can always be changed. Okay. Now, let's recap. I am going to stop the camera. We have done many things. Maybe we'll just do one more while we recap. So, let me see. Let's cut. I don't know which one. Let's cut this one out. So, a recap. We collaged. We used the number of 3 to make large pieces of journal cards. You can use more. You can use 4. You can use 5. You can use as many as you want. There are no rules. I'm just giving you an idea on how to mass make things and to allow the papers to flow into each other. And then you're going to use something as a focal point afterwards anyway. So, yes, you can do it either way. I can go and take my bag of scraps. I have bags and bags of scraps, you guys, you can only imagine. And I could go to town and collage them all up, all those pieces. Then collage them up, the journal cards, and they can just be like a big old puzzle piece of collage to look at. But because I have a way that I would like to do my work for this book, I'm taking my time, I'm picking out the colors, and I'm just letting it flow. I'm just having fun, and that is really all that matters, is if you're having fun. If this is not fun to you and you like a bunch of crazy pieces laid down and just color everywhere and beauty and just the beauty and the fun of what you're doing, then that is your art and that is your beauty and that is your work. Okay, where'd I have this guy? Oh, I love him there. I think we're going to put it, I don't know that I'm going to put him in the center. Maybe I will. Should I? Yeah, let's put him in the center. Let's put him right there in the center. I think he looks cute there. Of course, it's not done. You guys should know that about me. It's nowhere near done. We're still going to work on these, and we're going to work on some more of them tomorrow. So come back here and join me tomorrow for day 11. Day 11, and we're going to keep working on these journal cards with some more creations and some more ways to decorate them. Okay? Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow for day 11. Bye, my crafting buddies. I'm probably just going to continue this video because I need to record, so don't mind my same shirt days, you guys. Okay, thank you all so much. Blessings to every single one of you. Bye for now, my crafting buddies.